question is about that history tells us that we have been ally of the United States against Russia in Afghanistan. Now, how this new government is trying to overcome that, and secondly, because of the trip to Moscow by the former Prime Minister, there is a wave of disappointment among Europe and America for not, making any condemnation of the Russian invasion. So where does your government stand, and how you are going to make a rapprochement towards that policy?
As far as what you're referring to at the start about being allies in Afghanistan, that is also now very old history. That is the history of the 80s, and obviously the Cold War context and what went on there is now part of history. As far as the former Prime Minister's trip to Russia, I would absolutely defend the former Prime Minister of Pakistan. Pakistan's Prime Minister conducted that trip as part of his foreign policy, and without knowing that no one is psychic. No one has a sixth sense. There's no way we could have possibly known that would have been the time to start, that the current conflict would start. And I believe it is very unfair to punish Pakistan for such an innocent action. Of course, Pakistan is absolutely clear as far as it comes to the principles of the United Nations, as far as it comes to the principles of non-use of force, and all of the principles of the United Nations, and we stand by the principles of the United Nations. We are not part of any conflict. We do not wish to be part of any conflict. In fact, we will continue to emphasize on the importance of peace. We will continue to emphasize on the importance of dialogue and diplomacy to resolve this conflict as soon as possible. And we will certainly not take any sides or take the sides of any aggressor within this context. But Pakistan has its own problems. Pakistan has witnessed decades of conflict in Afghanistan. And as I mentioned in my speech, हम थक गए हैं जंग देख देख के. हमारे बच्चे भी शहीद हुए हैं, हमारे क़यादत शहीद हुए हैं, औरतें मर्द शहीद हो चुके हैं, और हम समझते हैं कि अगर डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी के टूल्स इस्तेमाल किए जाते हैं तो हम काफ़ी ऐसे जैसे मसले हैं इनका